When I first tried to understand the cause of a war, I thought reading a short summary was enough. But history isn't made of summaries. It's built from ambition, pride, betrayal, and consequences that reshape entire continents. This is one of those stories. The Franco-Prussian War, a conflict born not from bloodshed at first, but from a single letter that ignited the fire of a new empire. Welcome to NeoHistorica AI, where we uncover the wars, the empires, and the lessons they left behind. Before World War I or World War II, there was a war that changed Europe's balance forever. The war that united Germany ended a French empire and planted the seeds of a conflict that would explode half a century later. This is the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, and its lessons still echo in our world today. It's 1852. France is restless. A man named Louis-Napoleon Bonaparte, nephew of the great Napoleon, has just declared himself Emperor Napoleon III. His goal? To restore French glory and remind Europe that France still leads the world. But power comes with enemies, and to prove his strength, Napoleon III challenges Russia in the Crimean War. France wins, but not decisively. Still, Napoleon has achieved his goal. France is relevant again. Yet deep inside, he craves something bigger, a victory that will immortalize him. He wants to be remembered not just as Napoleon's nephew, but as a great leader in his own right. This desire for a legacy, for that one spectacular triumph, makes him both ambitious and vulnerable. He looks across Europe, searching for an opportunity to cement his place in history, unaware that his biggest challenge is quietly building strength just across the border. And that challenge has a name: Otto von Bismarck. Now let's shift our focus east, to Prussia. King Wilhelm I and his iron-willed chancellor, Otto von Bismarck, have just crushed Austria in the 7 Weeks' War. Half of Germany now flies Prussia's flag. The North is unified. But Bismarck isn't done. He dreams of one Germany, strong, industrial, unstoppable. He envisions a powerful empire at the heart of Europe, a nation unified not by votes and speeches, but by what he famously called iron and blood. Only one major obstacle stands in his way: France. Napoleon III simply cannot allow a united Germany on his border. It would completely upend the balance of power that France has enjoyed for decades. And Bismarck knows this. He understands that to unite the remaining southern German states, he needs a common enemy, an external threat that will rally all Germans to the Prussian cause. The stage is set for one of the most brilliant and ruthless manipulations in history. In 1870, Spain's throne is empty. In a surprising move, they offer it to a Prussian prince, Leopold. France panics. They absolutely cannot have German royalty in Spain too, effectively surrounding them. Napoleon III sends his diplomat, Count Benedetti, to meet with the Prussian king, Wilhelm, to demand that Prussia never again interfere in Spain's succession. King Wilhelm, vacationing at a spa town called Ems, politely declines to make such a promise for all eternity. The meeting is courteous, and the matter seems closed. But then, Bismarck gets his hands on the official telegram describing the meeting. He edits the Ems dispatch, expertly twisting the king's polite refusal into a sharp, dismissive insult. He makes it sound like the king snubbed the French ambassador and that the ambassador had made impertinent demands. Within hours, newspapers across both nations explode with fury. The French feel utterly humiliated, their national pride wounded. The Germans feel their king has been disrespected. On July 19, 1870, swept up in a wave of nationalist outrage, Napoleon declares war on Prussia, playing directly into Bismarck's hands. He had his war. 2 million soldiers prepare for battle. But there's a stark difference in their readiness. The Germans are ready. They have faster mobilization, superior railways to move troops and supplies, and a highly organized general staff with meticulous plans. The French? They are proud, certainly, with a reputation for military might, but they are disorganized and overconfident. By August, a series of brutal battles are raging across French soil. The decisive clash comes at Sedan on September 1st, 1870. 200,000 German soldiers, executing a brilliant pincer movement, surround Napoleon's main army. The French are trapped, their escape routes cut off. The German artillery, superior in range and firepower, pounds the French positions relentlessly. By sunset, the devastating truth is clear. The French Emperor, Napoleon III himself, surrenders. In a single catastrophic day, an empire collapses. The dream of French glory dies on the battlefield of Sedan. With the emperor captured, the German armies march on Paris. A brutal 130-day siege follows. Hunger, relentless cold, and utter despair grip the magnificent city. Parisians are reduced to eating cats, dogs, and even the animals from the zoo. Despite a heroic defense by a newly formed government, France finally surrenders. The Treaty of Frankfurt is merciless. France is forced to pay billions in reparations and surrender the strategic territories of Alsace and Lorraine. But Bismarck saves his final, most symbolic act of dominance for last. In the magnificent Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, the very symbol of French power and prestige, he crowns King Wilhelm as the emperor of a newly unified Germany. The German Empire is born not in Berlin, but inside the heart of defeated France, a calculated humiliation designed to be remembered for generations. The Franco-Prussian War wasn't just about pride or insults, it was a powerful lesson. That truth can be twisted, and words can start wars just as surely as cannons. A single manipulated message, the Ems dispatch, redrew the map of Europe and set in motion a chain of events that would lead to even greater conflicts. It reminds us that in history and in our own lives, perception can often be more dangerous than reality. This is NeoHistorica AI, where every war tells a story and every story hides a lesson. If you found this story compelling and want to see how Bismarck's brilliant strategy played out on the battlefield, subscribe and ring that bell.